Alright, the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai. If you compare this arc from the previous, which naturally you would if watching in sequential order, you'll find that the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai arc is vastly different from the Hunt for the Dragon Balls arc, in that in the first arc focused on collecting the Dragon Balls, the journey toward that goal, which inevitably led to thwarting the evil villain Pilaf from making his wish, and of course random fun world building shenanigans. This new arc focuses on something entirely different, which is to get stronger and win a martial arts tournament. The fun gags and comedic elements are still there, but this arc definitely begins to plant the seeds for the direction the series would eventually take. We are also introduced to a series main character in Krillin, who in a way replaces Yamcha from the last arc in being kind of a rival to Goku for a brief time, but of course they quickly become friends while training together. Now the training itself is pretty awesome, definitely in the vein of classic kung fu movies or Karate Kid, when the student would have to do seemingly dumb tasks, but those tasks would benefit them in a much larger way. I would like to mention briefly the hilariosity it was for Goku and Krillin to bring a perverted old man, a peachy gal, to convince him to train them. And they even bring him a mermaid at one point. Now, it's fun to see Goku and Krillin during their time training, and hilarious seeing them run away from dinosaurs with crates of milk in their hands. Of course, when things start getting too easy for them, Master Roshi gives them heavy turtle shells to do the chores in. In the end, they are rewarded with all their hard work by seeing their progress, which is a very important thing to do when you have characters grow. We need to see their progress. When they take the turtle shells off and they can jump super high, of course. Now, the first part of this arc with the training isn't very action-packed, but it makes up for it with the adventure of seeing the characters become stronger and, you know, pushing to a much bigger rock than before, surprising Master Roshi. And Master Roshi saying, no, push this bigger rock, and so they eventually do push the bigger rock. Now, the tournament itself is a nice mixture of characters, iconic imagery like the stage and tournament announcer, and I also like the structure of the tournament with preliminaries to determine the main contestants, because it makes sense being such a renowned tournament that so many people would attend, but obviously from a storytelling perspective, it's not realistic to showcase every person. It's rather convenient that none of the main cast face each other in the preliminaries, but you could chalk that up to luck, or you could say it's contrived, but that Toriyama should have had another way to test the contestants to see who fights in the main tournament, like the punching machine in the Buu arc. But most of the fighters are a mixture of action and comedy and wacky character interactions, with Krillin fighting Bacterion, in which he was having a little bit of trouble with because he's such a smelly guy, until of course Goku reminds Krillin that he doesn't have a nose, which he may have been the most hilarious part of the arc. Then you have some more hilarious stuff with Nam against the seductive Ramfan, who uses, her looks to seduce guys and then defeats them that way. He had a really nice backstory, and it was nice to have an actual character other than a main character have a backstory. And I think it is kind of funny how we get a larger backstory for Nam, and we get like a 1 or 2 sentence backstory for Krillin, other than of course seeing his bullies or facing off against his bullies in the preliminary matches, which was a really nice character moment for Krillin. Then of course there's the fight with Goku and Giran, which is a mix of action and wackiness, but to contrast these battles, there are great martial arts battles between Jackie Chun and Krillin, with a great moment when they have a skirmish and have to reenact in slow motion for the audience, because they were moving too fast for the audience to see, so they have to reenact it so that everybody understood what happened. Yamcha and Jackie Chun, and of course the main battle between Goku and Jackie Chun are also great martial arts fights, great choreography. Now of course the Goku and Jackie Chun fight really showcased a great mixture of hand-to-hand combat with techniques like the rock, paper, scissors from Goku, the drunken fist from Jackie Chun, Kamehamehas of course, Jackie Chun's electric attack, which Goku avoids by turning into a great ape, lucky for him, and of course the awesome moment of Jackie Chun subsequently blowing up the moon with a full-powered Kamehameha. Definitely an epic climax to this battle, which ends with a jump kick. And I like how Master Roshi entered and disguised himself to motivate his pupils, furthering the fact that he does care about their progress as martial artists. Not to mention the subplot involving Yamcha, trying to expose him, giving Yamcha more to do in this arc, because that's kind of all he had to do in this arc. The other characters, however, such as Bulma, Puar Oolong, had little or no impact on the story other than to add a perspective to the fights, in the tournament. And the arc as a whole was a great mix of adventure, comedy, action, adding to the already strong foundation that the Hunt for the Dragon Ball arc laid, and of course opened the door for the series to become more action-oriented. And also I think retrospectively become even better after seeing the tournament arcs in the future. So overall, the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai arc is a very satisfying adventure. It was great seeing characters start in one point, work their asses off to get to another point, and we actually see that progression. It was interesting to see the tournament itself, these interesting characters, a nice mix of hilarious moments with the action martial arts and great choreographed fights, and bringing out these very interesting techniques that they had. And of course, there are the moments when Goku probably should have lost the fight by disqualification, such as when he used Nimbus to come back to the stage. And of course, Roshi's motivations here to motivate his pupils is really great, showing off that there is always somebody stronger, so don't become overconfident and think that you are the strongest, because there's always going to be somebody stronger, so don't stop training, always keep learning. So there's even great messages in this arc. Well, that wraps up my thoughts about the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai arc. What did you think of the arc? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you later.